It's Friday, May 4. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. The Customs Tariff Revision Amendment Resolution 2018 was approved in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. The resolution was moved by Finance and Public Service Minister Dr. Nigel Clark.
This resolution shall come into operation on the 14th day of May 2018. The principal resolution is amended by deleting the first schedule thereto and substituting the provisions appearing in the first schedule to this resolution. The principal resolution is amended by deleting the fourth schedule thereto and substituting as the fourth schedule the provisions appearing in the second schedule to this resolution.
The resolution repeals and replaces the first and fourth schedules of the Customs Tariff Resolution 1972 to accord with the World Customs Organization's harmonized system of classification of goods. This will assist customs administrators to monitor and control the importation of trade in goods in Jamaica. Dr. Clark says the World Customs Organization is responsible for the harmonized system,
which shall assist custom administrators to monitor and control the importation and trade in goods in Jamaica.
He explained that Jamaica, being a member of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, is required to adopt amendments to the Common External Tariff based on new 2017 harmonization. Questions still surround the circumstances that caused the death of 3 women in a fire that destroyed Landmark nightclub in Trinity, Port Maria, Wednesday morning. Acting Assistant Commissioner Emilio E. Banks, Public Relations Officer for the Jamaica Fire Brigade, said the Port Maria Fire Station responded to a call which came about 4:27 a.m. There were theories of arson, but nothing concrete from authorities. The 3 dancers who were employed at the nightclub were reportedly burned beyond recognition. 2 of the women reportedly died embracing each other. In the meantime, head of the St. Mary Police Division, Superintendent Bobette Morgan, is appealing to people who may be able to provide information about the identities of the women who perished in the fire to come forward. Heavy afternoon showers in St. Elizabeth on Thursday have resulted in some roads being flooded and impacted by washed-down silt. Manager of Communications and Customer Services at the NWA, Stephen Shaw, said that sections of the Santa Cruz bypass were flooded and that silt and debris is also affecting a section of the main road between Santa Cruz and Locovia at Rocky Hill. Flooding also impacted the main road through Luana near Black River and Middle Quarters Square. The 2017 hurricane season was a record-breaking one. Billions of dollars in damages caused by Category 5 monster storms Irma and Maria. Experts say this is a symptom of climate change. But what about Jamaica? What is the island doing to preempt and mitigate climate change? In a PBCJ News special, Janusz Gloger provides an update on Jamaica's climate change report.
Jamaica has lost billions of dollars due to the effect of climate change. Earth's global climate is changing. The process of our planet heating up over a long period of time is what we refer to as global warming. The Earth has warmed by an average of 1 degree Celsius in the last 100 years. It has resulted in more severe hurricanes, increased flooding, higher temperatures, and harsher extended periods of drought. Adaptation and capacity building in key areas such as agriculture, health, and tourism are crucial to weathering the effects of climate change in Jamaica. The Planning Institute of Jamaica launched the 2015 version of the Climate Change Report in February this year. But what does it tell us and why is it important? The report has been released under the Improving Climate Data and Information Management Project of the Pilot Program for Climate Resilience, or short PPCR. We spoke to some of the authors of this report to find out more.
The Pilot Program for Climate Resilience is a regional initiative that seeks to provide funding for different climate change projects across the region and for certain countries within the area. It's a 2015 report because this program started in 2016, and so your last complete data set would have been up to 2015. So the work would have started in 2016, ended in 2017, and so we had a huge launch of the project within 2018.
The report is in actually two documents. There is a technical report which consists of a pretty massive document, 10 chapters, goes through quite a lot and has a lot of the main findings in them. And then there's a shorter summary for policymakers written in layman's English for anybody who wants to pick up and see some of the key things. The document is a planning document. It's there to provide the information for any large-scale development project because of how linked we are to climate.
Some of the sectors we identify as particularly vulnerable may be our agriculture, maybe our water resources, maybe our health. But again, the impact of climate change on sectors is cross-cutting.
The interesting answer is that we can't say anything about frequency, but what we can say is something about intensity. So when storms do occur, they'll likely tend to be more intensive. We tend to have seemingly more categories, 3, 4, and 5. So they tend to be at the extreme end of the scale. With climate, you can express everything in climate using physics equations. So because you can express them using physics equations, you can then use those equations in a computer model. And if you use those equations in a computer model, and you can establish a state or a scenario in which this holds, you can tweak that scenario or extend that scenario, and then that scenario can be used within that computer model to express what a future state of the climate could be like.
I would say somewhere around 2019, 2020.
In regional news, Dr. Merceline Dalregis, a Bahamian public health pioneer known for her work in advancing and verifying regional disease elimination efforts, has been named the Public Health Hero of the Americas by the Pan American Health Organization, the World Health Organization as well. A Bahamian physician and public health expert, Dr. Dalregis is best known for her leadership of the International Expert Committee for Verification of the Elimination of Measles, Rubella, and Congenital Rubella Syndrome, as well as her advocacy and support of the Regional Dual Elimination Initiative aimed at eliminating mother-to-child transmission of syphilis and HIV in the Americas. She most recently was invited to contribute her expertise on disease elimination as chair WHO's Global Validation Advisory Committee. She was presented with an award by PAHO Director Dr. Carissa Etienne during the award ceremony on Wednesday. In sports, President of the Jamaica Athletics Administration Association, the JAAA, Dr. Warren Blake, has weighed in on the new policy from the world's governing body on the eligibility of athletes with differences of sex development to compete in the female category. Effective November 1, 2018, the regulations requires that athletes in question take medication to lower their testosterone in order to compete as a woman. The rules will apply to women who race in 5 track events: 400 meters, 800 meters, 1500 meters, 1 mile, and 400 meters hurdles. The International Associations of Athletics Federations policy states this new regulation is to, quote, ensure fair and meaningful competition in sport of athletics. However, an interview with the Jamaica Observer, Dr. Blake was quoted as saying it's a difficulty both ways because it almost wants to seek to say that athletes have done something wrong by being born with a high level of testosterone. South African Minister of Sport has called the new rules the, quote, Caster Semenya regulations, end quote, because in her view, the regulations were aimed solely at putting the star athlete over 800 meters and 1500 meters at a disadvantage. Dr. Blake says he believes the regulation is going to be challenged by the athletes in the court of arbitration. Still in athletics, former Calabar High School standout Michael O'Hara should be making a return to the track at the Cayman Invitational on May 12. The talented 21-year-old has not been on the track scene since he left school in 2015. He's being guided by legendary coach Glenn Mills of the Racers Club. Mills, in a recent interview, said that while O'Hara has made some progress, he's not yet ready for the next big step. O'Hara, the 200 meters world youth champion of 2013 with a time at 20.63, left Calabar with a personal best of 10.19 for the 100 meters and 20.45 for the 200 meters. And that's the news. Do stay with us. Your weather report is next. This is PBCJ's weather report. Thanks so much for staying with us. Let's start with our local currents. Today, we're seeing a forecast of temperature between 27 and 29 degrees Celsius in some areas of the island. Over there in Negril, we're seeing a forecast of 30 degrees Celsius for today. We should be expecting scattered showers across the islands today. Let's take a closer look. In Kingston, for today's forecast, we're seeing temperatures between 23 and 28 degrees Celsius, and we could be getting some rainfall throughout various periods of the day. Over there in Montego Bay, St. James, cloudy conditions and a forecast of scattered showers. Throughout the day, we're seeing temperatures between 16 and 27 degrees Celsius in certain areas of St. James. Let's take a look at what could happen over the weekend. We're seeing temperatures between 27 and 30 degrees Celsius, and you can look forward to some scattered showers over the weekend across the island as well. In our Caribbean forecast for tomorrow, temperatures between 27 and 31 degrees Celsius, so it's going to be pretty warm out. But there is a weather system traveling through the Caribbean, so we could be getting some rainfall across the region tomorrow as well. Further afield in the United States, we're looking at our travel planner for those of us who are traveling tomorrow. Sunny skies forecast for Los Angeles with a maximum temperature 34 degrees Celsius. We could be getting some rainfall in Miami. And we're seeing cloudy conditions, but pretty much sunshine for New York. We're seeing temperature between 13 and 26 degrees Celsius, so it's going to be pretty warm out in certain areas of New York tomorrow. And that's it for the weather report. Thanks so much for making it PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.